What's going on, guys? I'm Nikanti, and in this video, we're going to go over how to get better at trading so that you can start making more money. Let's get right into it. You got to plan 3 steps ahead at least. Now, a lot of us will be taking trades because we see our setup and we're not really planning on how we're going to manage that trade after we take the setup. Like, we'll be looking at the charts, rocking on autopilot, and hoping things work out in our favor. You got to be more calculated than that. How do you be more calculated? Start using if-then statements. So say, for example, you're taking a short. If price starts to make a lower low near this level in the 15-minute chart, then I'll take an entry at the open of the previous candle. So that's for your entry. If price makes a higher high, then I'll be out within 5 points of that higher high for a loss on the trade. If price flushes down in my favor, then I'll move my stop to break even if it goes up 15 to 20 points in my favorite direction until it hits my TP. If price is a few points away from my TP, then I'll make the dynamic R multiple, meaning like my risk to reward of that trade of where the price is currently at. I'll move up my stop to make it a 1-to-1 instead of leaving like that couple points away from TP and keep my stop at break even so that I don't get fully reversed on even though my TP was right there. And whatever happens, I'm detached from the outcomes, no matter how long the trade takes. So if I'm sitting at the computer and I'm looking at the chart for a half hour to 2 hours plus, and it ends up going back to break even, and I decided to leave my stop there, I'm okay with that. It'll sting a little bit, but that was my plan. I followed my plan, I followed my system, and that's the most important thing you could do when managing your trades. And after that happens, I'll either walk away, or if that happens, then I'll walk away from the screen, find something else to do, or if price action still looks okay, then I'll sit and wait for my next setup. Notice how in pretty much all of those actions, I started with, if this happens, then I'll do this. That's how you gotta think when sitting in front of the charts, getting ready to take trades. We're getting ready to take your setup. Number 2, find weaknesses and flaws within your strategy. Now, a lot of us think, oh, my strategy is perfect, it's profitable, like this is my system, I have everything set, I don't need to do anything to tweak it. Maybe you're right, but every strategy has a weakness, which is why 0 strategies, you see this 0 strategies have a 100% win rate. No matter how many ads on YouTube you see of algo bots having a 100% win rate. It doesn't happen. It's not possible. Unless they only take 1 trade and that's it forever, and they won that trade. There's your 100% win rate. And when it comes to these weaknesses, we have emotional reactions to when the system takes a loss because we didn't recognize that that system, that playbook had a weak setup based off the market conditions. The overall context did not favor that setup for that particular trade to be taken. So for example, if you're trying to let a trade ride out, but the conditions for the day, there's uncertainty in the market, there's no news going into the week, or there's news coming in the following days and there's a lot of uncertainty, so no one knows what to do, that usually leads to a choppy day. If you're trying to play the trade like a trend day, to let it run all day long, you're most likely definitely gonna get stopped out on that trade. Get fully reversed on, stopped out, and if you didn't expect that to happen, and you didn't assess the overall market conditions, then you're probably gonna go until above the account GGs for the day. We don't wanna do that. Those things usually stem from not knowing the weaknesses within your strategy. Understand the market conditions of when your strategy, when your playbook is weak, and when the conditions are in your playbook's favor. So you'll know whether or not to either take that trade, have confidence in the trade, and how to properly manage / size that trade. Because it could be an A+ setup, but if the market conditions aren't there, it's going to go from an A+ to a B- real quick. So always keep the conditions in mind, and when you take the conditions in mind, you'll understand if your playbook, your strategy for that setup is going to be strong or weak. Number 3, cut out your vices and stick to your routines. If you're doing anything that you're not proud of doing, you got to cut that out immediately. Because what that does, it kills your confidence, and that lack of confidence carries over into your trading. And when it carries over into your trading, you're not going to take your A+ setups. You're going to be taking bad setups. You're not going to trust your system, your setup, or yourself. So Get those vices out of there. Anything you know you shouldn't be doing, just stop doing it. Anything you wouldn't want to be seen doing, stop. And number 4, this aligns with number 2, but assess the overall context of the market, especially if you're planning to take like a 200 to 1 R&R trade. Because I promise you, with every fiber of my being, that your 200, your 10 to 1, even your 5 to 1 R&R trade is most likely definitely not going to hit. Maybe the 5 to 1, but it's most likely definitely not going to hit if you're trading under uncertainty in a ranging market. If price action like this, then your big trend trade day, your big trade that you're hoping to get is not gonna hit. You're gonna either stop at a break even for a loss, hit your trailing stop, it will not hit. So make sure you assess the overall context before you take those type of trades, so you know how much to size, how much to risk, and that's it. So you don't take a bigger loss than necessary, so you don't go on emotional tilt, so you can easily accept the outcomes because you have a better understanding of the overall context of the market. Boom. Now, last but not least, number 5, stay true to your rules and be detached from the outcomes. As long as you stick to your system, your rules, your strategy, your playbook, your setups, you're set. Because we've all been there where we traded like a degenerate and it worked out in our favor. And we felt like crap for the day. You're better off sticking to your system, sticking to everything, following your rules, so that 1, you don't feel like crap for the day, you don't build bad habits, you're confident in your trading skills, and that's overall going to be an upward spiral so that you could finally be profitable, make serious money from your trading. And most importantly, be detached from the outcomes. Say that to yourself after you take every trade. I'm detached from the outcomes. Whatever happens, happens. I'm prepared for everything. My risk is predefined. I'm ready to manage this trade for whatever the conditions may be for the market. I have my if-then statements ready to go. I'm ready to play ball. Be detached from the outcomes, because the outcomes are not what matters. What matters is that you follow your system, your strategy, you have everything refined, you're adapting to the market conditions, and when you do that, you will be a profitable, successful, consistent trader. I hope you guys like this video. If you have any more nuggets of wisdom, or you have any struggles you've been facing with your trading, leave them in the comments down below. I'll be more than happy to reply to all of them. Like, subscribe, and I got plenty more videos like these coming out real soon, so stay tuned. Peace.